Willkommen to Monday Night TPK.
Hey, welcome back. This is Monday Night TPK. Thanks for listening. My name is Kyle, and this is a 5th edition real play Dungeons and Dragons podcast. We are currently going through the Tomb of Annihilation. That's right, I gave myself an echo. Suck it, bitches.
That's awesome.
Thank you very much, Sam.
You're welcome.
Around me at the table are 4 people, 3 of whom don't know good humor. And then Samantha laughed my joke. So she's the only one that wins right now.
I am amazing at humor.
I mean, you do occasionally
Puns
make
are
some good
amazing.
puns.
Puns are the best.
So does anybody have anything special they want to say to Dana today?
Happy birthday?
Yes!
It's not
Totally
Dana's birthday.
No, it is my birthday.
Your
Shut
birthday
up.
is in November.
Man.
For a hot second,
I was-
panic.
It's like my phone didn't warn me!
I really wasn't searching for anything in particular there.
It's like, oh no, this isn't right? Why didn't my phone tell me that's not
Congrats
right?
on almost making it another month with Kyle.
Thank you.
The month is getting close to over.
Yeah. It's getting difficult, but we're getting there.
Yeah. Spoilers. Next time you see us, we're going to be divorced.
It's a
Like
fun time.
Harmon Quest.
I don't...
Not sponsored by Harmon Quest.
I don't
Cut that
understand.
out! Cut that out!
I don't understand that reference, Ryan.
It's a show. It's a good show.
So, now that that little bit of awkwardness is out of the way, I'm not going to cut any of it. It's all going to
You
stay.
should.
It's
I'll
fine.
leave it all. It's great.
It's
Alright,
fine.
so we also have Brian, Matt, and Sam. They don't get anything
Yep.
special today.
No,
Nope.
let's
Nope.
go.
Because we're like
Let's go get ourselves
6 minutes in or something, and we got stuff to do. Hey, Sam,
Yeah.
you take amazing notes.
Oh, thank you.
What the heck happened last week?
Well, let's see. I don't remember. Thank goodness I take notes.
Right?
Alright. So, episode 27. We decided to get in the canoes and travel at a normal pace. Wait. Is that right? Nope. Guys, no. Episode 28. Hello. Get with the program,
Sorry, Sam. We didn't totally just start all zoning out when you started reading.
No, it's totally fine. I'm glad I was paying attention. Alright. Sorry. Back that up. We packed up, got in the boats, and got ready to go. So, very similar start. We learned that it's average hot and drizzly today. The ice chunks are still present in the water, but smaller. There was a wooden sign on the river's shore with writing on it, and we learned that it was written in Halfling, and it said supplies. A great indecision followed by passing the sign. While we were passing the sign, and we decided to not stop for supplies, but mark it on our map. We kept on going, and we found an enormous sheet of ice blocking half of the river. We found that the ice continued into the jungle, with trees and plants frozen solid. Gilly cast Identify on the ice, and learned that a very powerful spell was used to create this ice, more powerful than she has knowledge of. Montwood sent 12 to investigate. 12 met the ice threshold and began to shiver. Montwood said there were things over there, meaning in the jungle. Things are frozen in ice and covered in snow. We decided to go around the ice, then shore up the canoes about 15 to 20 feet away in order to explore the quote-unquote things. The group put on their heavier gear and stood at the threshold of the cold zone. And from that point, Brielle could see 2 humanoid figures standing in the middle of the zone, aka the things. We stepped into the zone and all moisture solidified, and it got cold. We had limited time, and Rixer began running. I believe Rixer picked up Gilly and began running. We came upon two ugly-looking ogres in real bad shape, frozen solid. Gilly explained that this could be a fight in which the thing in the center, which we saw boot prints and some sort of animal print, cast this in the center and then fled to get away. Brielle found the two sets of footprints going further into the jungle. They were boot prints and a three-toed creature, so there's that specific there. We found blue triangles on the tops of the ogre's foreheads, and we were left with a question. Do we follow the footprints, or do we go back to the canoes? Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, we should do that. This one's good.
Thanks, Rixer.
Who's Rixer talking to?
The narrative.
So, I suppose that's where we are. You guys were still standing in the middle of this 30 degrees below zero zone of freezitude when we left off. And yeah, there's been some kind of conversation rather. Do we follow the river and continue on to Oralunga, or do you want to try to track down the source of this magic?
Guys, it's really cold. And what about the mission?
I'm going to pause you right there, Sam, and tell you that just for that bit of voice acting, you get a point of inspiration.
Yes! Sweet.
But you already have one.
Yeah,
You can't get another one.
I know.
We need to
Thank
start using our points of
do.
our inspiration.
Well, sorry.
Well, I
Kyle's
got
actually doing
It's
a
good.
decent job at handing them out for change.
I'm trying to.
That's what I'm saying. You are.
Well,
You're doing a
thank
decent
you.
job.
Thank you.
Brielle's gonna sign that we should probably just get out of the cold before we make any decisions.
Brielle wants us to get out of the cold. I think that's a good idea.
You get another point of inspiration.
That's not fun.
It's a little bit funny.
It's a little bit.
Yeah, I think we should. I think we should do that. It's a little bit cold.
That seems best.
So we walk out of the cold.
Do we just get off the ice or head back towards the boat?
Same distance every way.
Yeah.
The boats are kind of along the backside of the kind of big half dome that's starting to form from the flood.
Yeah.
So you would have to kind of walk
20 feet up.
So you would have to like walk around that dome unless you're gonna try to scale it, which I guess frankly seems pointless to me. But
Yeah.
if you so choose, I'll let you make climbing checks.
We can just head back in the direction that we came.
Back to the boat then?
Yeah. Towards, at least out of the.
As Brielle points back to
Yeah. She's gonna point
Hey,
in the right direction.
back to the boat.
Another point of inspiration.
Thanks.
How quickly can I run without risking falling?
It's
There
not. It's just like frozen grass. It's
Okay,
not
there's not like
slick.
snow or.
I mean,
Okay.
there is, but it's not
Crunchy
like
snow.
yeah, it's crunchy snow.
Okay.
It's not like frozen in a way that's just slick.
Rixer's gonna run as fast as he can then to get Gilly out of the cold. Just saying. So.
You could clear it in like 6.5 seconds from
Oh,
where you
okay.
started.
I guess I didn't realize that we only walked that far.
It was only 120 feet in.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
only
okay.
100 feet.
So 2 seconds, I guess, or 12 seconds, I guess, maybe if you're double moving.
Yeah, it'd be 2 rounds of running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, you can. In less than 30 seconds, the whole party, even at a normal walking pace, could more or less be out of the freezing cold area.
Okay.
I'm just establishing it for everybody, not just Rixer. It definitely would be a shock going from the. I mean, as much of a shock as it was going from the extreme hot heat and humidity into the negative 30 zone. Now that you've been in the negative 30 zone for like a solid minute, maybe 2, as you investigate, I mean, you're hitting a wall of heat.
Oh God, take it off!
It's like walking out of an air-conditioned building
It's like
into humid 100-degree weather.
Yeah, like
It-
takes your breath away a little bit.
It's like whenever you've been doing stock in the walk-in freezer, and then you go outside where it's like 90 degrees in the restaurant, if not hotter.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like that.
exactly that.
I just got a stomachache from that.
Do you ever do the reverse when you walk in and your like
Oh, yeah.
foot freezes to the solid
Mhm.
metal?
Yep.
Yeah, that's always
That happened
great. You like look down like, wait, what's happening? Why can't my foot move?
too.
Good times. So y'all are back in the heat. The snow that has been accumulating on your shoulders has now just turned to water.
Rickster takes off his
I was
shirt.
just gonna say, Brielle starts declothing. She
You know, just Rickster takes off like all of his shirts.
Oh, Rickster is now standing there topless.
Brielle
Alright.
does not go that far down.
His muscles glistening in the summer heat,
Yeah, sure.
even though it's like spring, but whatever.
Right.
Early spring.
It feels like summer. Because Rickster's there. It's so hot.
You can have a point of inspiration, Dana.
Oh, man. I already have one.
Crap.
Right?
So what are we doing?
The grown-ups are going to talk. Rickster's going to go look for an interesting stick.
Okay,
One
while
that
they're
looks
doing
like a Y.
while they're doing that, give me a nature check or survival check.
That's a 14.
You find a stick shaped like a Y, but it takes you a long time, so we're gonna cut back to them.
Okay.
Brielle just signed, so what do we want to do?
What do
This-
you think?
It's foreign. It's alien to the jungle, obviously, according to. Let me just get my notes out here.
She looks at you expectantly.
Iku.
Oh yes, I have never seen anything like this.
Yeah, but time and money, and our mission to go see the Oracle.
Matt needs to look at his notes.
Iku is going to say that if you think that this anomaly is worth pursuing, I'm happy to guide you further in the jungle in search of answers, perhaps. Or we can continue on our way to the Oracle at Oralunga.
Despite my curiosity and interest in this, I will defer to our survivalists. What they think is best. We could pursue this or ignore it.
Iku is going to kind of say that, Montwood, you do seem to be a man who's wise in the areas of magics.
Huh?
If you think this is something extremely unnatural, perhaps there is a connection between this frozen area and the death curse. I do not know. I only know this jungle.
Get with me in a couple of levels and I'll have... Whoa.
I don't know what is a level.
It's to make sure that, something's like flush, straight across.
Oh yes, I have seen Cheltons use those while building their homes.
Oh, good God.
There are many good gods, and there are some evil gods as well. I
Okay.
hope to never meet the evil ones.
Back on track. Now that Matt's found his notes.
The dead ones will give you
Okay.
trouble.
So Gilly mentioned doing the mission, yeah?
The mission, yes.
The mission.
Brielle's going to mention that we also undertook another mission to find Zendala's father,
Oh yeah.
who was with a lizard man, which
Oh.
I believe could be a dragon, half dragon, or a dragonborn that smells like honeysuckle. Those footprints out there look to fit that description. This could be them.
Okay, so Brown makes a good point. We also took on the mission to find Zendala's father, and he
Artus
was
Cimber. She also says that.
Oh, Artus Cimber, right. That guy? Yeah. And that he's supposed to be with a dragon person, and Brielle thinks those tracks might match the description. Dragonborn or such. So that's a fair point. So, okay. It's just really cold in there.
Well, we don't have to.
We don't have to. She says we don't have to go through there.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness. We don't have to go through there.
We can go around it.
We can go around it.
We know the general direction.
Iku's going to ask you, is your presumption that this Artus Cimber is in some way capable of creating this wintry landscape?
Wizards.
Brielle will say that she doesn't know anything about this guy, but the footprints are what makes her believe.
Did we tell you we met a girl that had like an entire basement filled with... That's how we got here.
Yes, Rixer has told me that you came here through a basement.
Through a basement, yes.
I'm going to assume some sort of spell, like teleportation circle,
Wizards!
may have been involved.
Yeah, Brielle makes a good point. We don't know a ton about this guy, but the footprints kind of match up, and like some high-level shady people are after him, so it would make sense if he was a powerful wizard to do wizardy things. I mean, that's what I would do if I were attacked by those guys.
Well, it may take a powerful wizard to solve this death curse, if it is indeed located somewhere in the jungles of Chult.
Brielle will say maybe that's also why he's here. Finding him may be a clue to leading us further where we want to go.
That's a valid point, Brielle. He could be a valuable asset or clue to helping us on our main mission. Okay, let's do it. I'm down. Rixer.
Maltwood beams.
Rixer.
And
What?
you found the stick.
Oh.
You got a stick.
Brielle does like a whistle, like a,
What?
Get her
What
his
was
attention.
that?
and then just waves. And
Oh.
does like a
What was it?
come
What
back
was it?
gesture.
Oh. I mean, Rixer will walk back, kind of swinging his stick. He's happy about it. He's like,
Swinging that stick.
but actually he's trying to cut it while he's walking, so that like each spoke of the Y is like the same length. It'll be
Okay.
important one day. It will.
Brielle will look to Gilly and say that we probably should pull our stuff up further into the forest,
Yeah.
hide it, get what we need for travel, and then move on.
Good idea, Brielle. We should move our canoes in further, grab what we need for travel, and head on into the jungle.
Okay, I can do that. And Rixer will just go pull up the canoes, like no big deal.
Rixer, you are
Brielle will
awesome.
help.
So, I mean, it doesn't take much to pull the canoes, further into the riverbank. What are you gonna do?
Tarp them, because we have a tarp.
Good.
We tarp them and then cover them in brush and stuff.
But we're not going to use my stick.
We don't have to use your stick.
Okay. Rixer's going to put it in his pack just in case.
All right. So you have to figure out what you can carry with you.
We definitely need to make sure we take water. Like, can we strap, like, one of the big, like, casks of water on the back of Rixer? A little backpack.
How do you calculate carrying weight again?
Strength
It's your
times
strength.
number.
Yeah.
I don't usually,
Is it
because it
5?
doesn't usually matter.
I don't know.
But if you guys are going to go traipsing through the jungle, trying to carry everything on your backs.
We used to have it where you wrote down the actual, like, carrying
15?
capacity.
I think it's 15
and
times strength score.
all of that.
It is not on my screen here.
Carrying capacity. Your carrying capacity is your strength score multiplied by 15. This is the weight in pounds that you can carry, which is high enough, and most characters don't usually have to worry about it.
Strength scores times 15.
Is that just for carrying? Is there a separate like push and pull?
That's just your carry capacity.
Okay.
So I can carry like 60 pounds worth of crap. So I mean, that's a lot of stuff.
I wonder how much a full...
So you said it's times.
15 times your
15?
strength score.
Yeah.
Was it strength score or strength modifier?
Score.
Score.
Oh god, I can carry more than that.
What do you have? An 18 or 19?
I have an 18.
Okay.
Oh,
I can,
wait, score?
I can
It's
carry.
270 pounds.
I can carry 285.
But for like, how far? How long?
I mean, if that's like the max, then I would assume that essentially that's not pushing yourself to exhaustion.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, like
I
that's
guess-
a steady.
My end goal there was
There is more-
Like I said a couple sessions ago, is with 12's new form, he's capable of doing some lifting on his own.
Sure.
Yeah.
Also, I do
He has an extra
believe
set of hands.
in the DMG, I think it gives you more information about like encumbering yourself and how that
Right.
actually
Oh,
starts to affect
encumbrance.
things.
That's the word I should have looking up.
Yep.
Not carrying capacity.
So it's 15 times strength score. Okay, that's better than 15 times 1.
Can't even carry a bag of flour.
It's so heavy. Just rations. That's it.
I mean,
I
that's all
mean-
she needs, right?
Yeah, she does require a lot of rations. So.
Variant rule, encumbrance. Let's see here. If you carry weight in excess of 5 times your strength score, you are encumbered, which means your speed drops by 10 feet. If you carry weight in excess of 10 times your strength score, up to your maximum carrying capacity, you are instead heavily encumbered, which means your speed drops by 20 feet and you have disadvantage on ability checks, attack rolls, saving throws that use strength, dex, and con.
So
I
5
guess-
times is normal?
How much you
5.
can comfortably carry.
Yeah, this is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you guys are going through the jungle, going through, using encumbrance rules probably should be a factor. So yeah, your speed would drop by 10 feet if you're carrying more than 5 times your strength score.
Okay.
Okay.
Because again, difference between deadlifting and
Right. And,
Yeah.
and then
Endurance
walking.
carry.
Yeah.
right. Yeah. You'd think that in the player's handbook that they would specify the difference. Because there definitely is. Oh, that is. I thought you looked it up in the
The
DMG.
DMG.
'cause
I
you
was.
did earlier.
I was, and it wasn't in there, so
Okay.
I went to the player's handbook instead.
Okay.
That's useful then, because you can give.
Dana, you were asking about pushing, dragging, and lifting?
Yeah, I'm
Between
just curious.
the 4 of us, we could carry a decent amount of the stuff that we have.
Let's go 12.
You can push,
Use
drag, or
extra 40
lift a
pounds.
weight in pounds up to twice your carrying capacity or 30 times your strength score. While pushing or dragging weight in excess of your carrying capacity, your speed drops to 5 feet.
Interesting.
It feels bad for bringing this up now.
I'm just picturing sled dog Rixer.
Hmm.
That's what I was actually just thinking of, making something to put it all on and then just drag it.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing I'm visualizing is somebody carrying a couple
Yeah,
5-gallon
full
buckets
I do.
on their hip. That's not logical. I mean, I
So
carry
double for
5-gallon
you.
buckets at work all the time, and they're heavy. Just
Yeah.
carrying them in my arms is heavy.
Well, how much
Can
does a
imagine
5-gallon
like,
bucket
strapping one to
wear?
your back or whatever.
Kyle, is that those numbers for being medium-sized creatures? I'm assuming.
You come.
Yes, in fact, if I go
Right.
down, it says size and strength.
Orcs.
Larger characters can bear more weight.
Mm-hmm.
For each size category above medium, double the creature's carrying capacity and the amount it can push, pull,
Sweet.
lift.
Yeah.
It's a powerful
You
build.
powerful build, yeah.
for this
Just
purpose.
like Goliaths, yeah. They work like Goliaths.
So Rixer actually could be a pack mule.
we could all just sit on a sled and he could drag us.
So here's a thought though. Like, what if, I don't know, I don't want anything bad to happen to the canoes, but like, what if we drug a canoe in the frozen zone so it would have less friction against it? And we pack that up and we pull that along so somebody's just outside the frozen zone.
Well, we could just put that. We could pull that's not a bad idea, is pulling our canoe into the middle of all of that mess and just leaving them there. Let them eventually get covered with snow.
Then we have to yeah. I was just thinking for easier carrying.
Well, I mean for hiding the canoes. We're not going
Right.
to drag our canoes through the jungle.
Iku will say, because I rolled how high of her intelligence would be for this. This area is quite the anomaly. It is likely that it will draw much attention from others. Others may have already been here. It's hard to say with the snow coming down. If you wish to leave your things here or even nearby, there is a high chance that they will be discovered.
Yeah.
This magic has lasted for, at least a few days since we first saw the icebergs. Who knows how much longer it might stay.
Well, with the Brielle was signed to Gilly that with the territory that we're in, I think hiding them anywhere is going to be pointless and they're going to get discovered eventually.
Yeah, things are going to get discovered eventually, so what are we going to do?
She would say, we could drag it even further in, but we're in zombie territory. What were those, ogre zombies?
Yes.
Ogre zombies could find our stuff. Or regular zombies could find our stuff. Not just people. They're gonna break it or do whatever they want to it.
Dana?
What color are our canoes? I'm guessing they're just wood colored.
Lightish brown.
Okay, what color are the tree trunks?
Lightish brown.
So, tree trunk, up and down. Canoe, up and down. Put the stuff inside the canoe, lash it to the tree trunk. Might not be as visible. And then put some stuff over it instead of them just being essentially a brush pile in the middle of wherever.
It's an idea. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you guys want to do that, Iku will say that it is not the worst idea by any means.
So, but Brixer's just going to start doing it instead of actually talking about it very much. He's guys, I have an idea. And he's gonna pull a canoe over to a tree and lift it up a little bit, kind of shift some of the things so they're sitting sideways, and keep on lifting it up, put it right against the tree. And okay, someone get some rope and tie this, please.
So Dana, do you have numbers for Rixer's carrying capacities for encumbrance and whatnot?
I sure do.
Because you know what? Iku is essentially my voice in this party. What if we were to take the supplies and just put them in a canoe and carry one of the canoes? We have 3. A canoe weighs
Not that heavy.
okay, it tells me the price and the speed. It doesn't tell me the weight. Stupid book, being stupid.
I can carry a canoe by myself.
Was that a
It's
wooden
just
canoe or a
awkward.
plastic
It's just
one?
awkward.
Wooden canoe?
I've never
These are
carried a
wood-
wooden
these are
canoe. I've
wooden
carried a
canoes.
plastic canoe, but they're pretty thick though. Just awkward to carry one by yourself. Because of the length.
14-foot canoe is about 50 pounds. They're light enough to be portable, yet could carry a lot of cargo. Even
And
shallow one.
historically speaking, people have, what's the word, portage or whatever, overland carrying stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
On
You're the
canoe.
history teacher.
Yeah. I'm trying to conjugate that into a verb. It's not coming to me.
Oh, there's a canoe weight calculator.
Holy crap.
Okay, we can put the surface area of the hull, the thickness of the strips, the wood species.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Get it
Please-
all done.
Please don't ask me to know any of those things.
You can even, man, you can put how many seats there are in it. Yeah, it's nice. There's a line for coats and varnish.
Well, I think
That's amazing.
Oh,
feel
hey,
like-
hey, actually, it's in the flavor text, not in the charts.
Oh, okay.
Because they tell me to use stats for rowboat out of the DMG, or Player's Handbook rather, as opposed to, because there's no canoe.
Right.
A rowboat weighs 100 pounds in case adventurers carry it over land. So,
Yeah, but in real life, it's 50.
using modern man-made
Is this
materials,
real life?
50 pounds.
No, I know.
According to
So,
Player's Handbook, D&D rowboats weigh 100 pounds.
yes. So do we then have to calculate how much all of our supplies?
I drastically don't want to, but you know what? I got numbers in front of me.
So the plan is to
I'm
put.
sorry I brought this up.
So is the plan to put all of the supplies into one canoe, and then have Richter?
Most
Carry
of our
slash-
stuff doesn't weigh a lot because
Okay.
a lot of our stuff is small.
Okay, dear
Like
listeners,
jars. And
people
blah,
who
blah,
are
blah.
people who are in the outside world listening to this, I'm gonna hit pause on our recording and not make you suffer through math.
Yes, I can get cookies.
And that'll give Sam a chance to get up and get cookies.
Yes.
So, BRB for you, it will be like no time has passed. See, no time at all.
Took hours.
So much math.
So much of my life is gone.
Like we had to make a spreadsheet, everything.
We now own stock in Microsoft Excel. It's been a long, long day.
It's been days.
So, folks, what's the plan?
We're gonna throw everything into a canoe, and Brielle and Rixer are going to carry the canoe.
Are you sure that you want to help Real? Like I think I can get it. You want to just carry thing? No, okay.
She just stares at you. With
Okay.
that look like I'm helping you, and you're going to accept it.
Oh, okay. I'll make sure to not hold it up very high. I don't want you to, I don't know, get squished by it.
It's a good thing Rixer is a full orc,
Yes, not just half orc.
not just a half orc.
Powerful build, baby.
And for those of you playing along at home, we did the math. It works. Trust us.
You're not gonna say the
Just
numbers?
a little over 210-ish pounds.
Yeah, about 210 pounds. So, and Rixer on his own can carry 190. So, with Brielle's score of 18, strength score of 18, we definitely got this. It's in the canoe.
It's in the canoe, baby.
And my cookies are delicious.
Yay!
So Iku is going to say, after you guys spend a whole bunch of time repacking the canoes, and well, I'm glad that we have a plan, but where do we think we are going next?
Brielle's gonna, before we pick up the canoe, she's gonna start looking for
Thank you
more
for clarifying that.
tracks and stuff.
Thank you also for clarifying that, Matt.
Just gonna do some tracking while carrying a canoe. No big deal.
Oof, that is not good though. Dice rolls are not in my favor today. Let's see. Survival, it's fine. So that's only a 10.
You don't have much problem finding like the tracks kind of like in the ice and the snow, but as it gets into the jungle, after a couple feet going in, one kind of west basically, you can't find the tracks.
She will sign to Gilly that she's losing the sight of the tracks and asks her for assistance.
I'm on it. Here we go.
Brielle will. Do you have a better survival than I do? Do you have survival at all?
I have a +3.
Oh, that's all I have.
I'm on it.
So I will be helping you and give you advantage.
Okay.
Which, that just was the same number, so. There we go, that's better.
19, 20, 21, 22.
After Brielle will point out, okay, so here's the tracks. I can see them. They go this far, and they do kind of fade a little bit. But Gilly is going to, kind of keep looking a little bit further in that same direction, a bit more tenacious about it, and she can find that they can pick up heading west solidly.
Heading west.
Heading west.
Going west.
So after we spend some time doing the searching, Brielle will sign to Rixer to come and pick up the canoe.
Come.
And then,
All right, let's do this. 1, 2, and
Now, are you gonna go on 3 or after 3?
Brixer's just like holding one end. Like,
Ryan Mama gets a point of inspiration. Alright, you guys have shouldered your weight, and you are heading west into the jungle. It was right around noon when you arrived at this location. I feel like you, not quite, probably 2 hours between investigating it, unpacking, repacking, unpacking, figuring out where to go, looking at tracks. So you still have a fair amount of your day left, I feel, to travel.
Okay.
We tied the other canoe up to the tree, right?
We
Other
tied the
two?
other two up to
Up to the
trees.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's right.
And they're going to be empty.
Yes.
Yeah, they're empty canoes. So if we come back and they're still there, great. If they're not, we're gonna have to figure it out.
Groovy.
That's even if we even come back. Yeah, 'cause
Right.
that works.
Shoot. I don't think Rixer would have this idea. Never mind. Dana shouldn't say it. Just thinking that all 5 people
Idiot
can...
savant is a thing.
I mean, Rixer already had the idea about tying the canoe to the tree, so have to, keep it limited. Can 5 people fit in one canoe with supplies?
No. Just 5 people. Just people with maybe their personal gear. I think I'd allow that.
Okay.
But with everything you're carrying, 100% no.
Okay. That's all. That's all Dana's going to say.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So you guys continue on into the jungle. It's full of all kinds of jungle noises. You hear tropical birds. You hear creatures rustling in the distance. Yeah, your day goes on. Seems like most things are going to avoid you with all the noise you're making. At the moment, at least. What do you guys want to do while you're moving through the jungle?
Just keep a steady eye on the footprints.
Okay. Yeah, after a couple hours travel, I will want you to make another tracking survival check to continue to try to find these, because they do seem to be several days old.
Me to do it?
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
do it
actually
help me.
stuck behind Rixer, so
Yeah.
you probably should do it.
Okay.
Help her find the trail.
Yay!
Cast
Brielle is
guidance.
gonna keep like a normal eye out though, for like anything that seems dangerous. That's bad.
I mean, do I have to use it? Does it expire?
You don't have to use it. No, that's for a minute.
Oh,
Yeah.
then I'm going to use it anyway. Just for extra
It's a
funsies.
cantrip.
Cool. 22.
Just a smidge better than your last one. Yeah, you are able to find traces here and there. The boot prints do seem to kind of fade and come and go, and they're a little bit harder to track. But this 3-toed, overly large feet creature that you're tracking with the other person, its tracks are much easier to follow. Again, a couple more hours pass. It's starting to get towards darkish. And you guys have passive perceptions of. You all have 12 or higher, right?
Oh yeah.
Cool. Good for you guys.
Thank you.
We tried really hard at that.
I worked
Yeah.
really hard to get
Better than
that
some groups I know.
Yeah. Cool.
I don't have a wisdom score in that campaign.
Kids game, almost everybody has a 10
Oh, jeez.
passive.
That would make things really
Fun.
easy to sneak up on you.
One player has a 13. Everybody else is like 10, 11. They never spot anything.
So there's a lot of trees, obviously. You know, very tall trees with branches and limbs that kind of come and go, and it's easy enough to kind of move around them as you guys kind of pick your way through the jungle. And EQ kind of like takes the lead, knowing that at least in the general direction that you're going, even if she isn't as good as tracking as you guys are. And she'll kind of put an arm up and kind of indicate that you stop. And she's going to point. And it takes a few seconds to realize what you're looking at, because at first you seem to see just a very, very large tree limb. And she kind of puts a finger to her lips to indicate quiet, which I'm sure you would all follow because you're not idiots.
Rickster will also hold his finger up to his mouth.
Oh, no, the boat.
He's holding the bow with one hand.
Like on his
Really,
shoulder.
really pushes up.
Yeah, on
To
like
make
his
sure the support that
shoulder.
way.
Just to puts his finger on lip.
You're gonna Rixer. EQ's gonna look like really as she looks directly at you. Like she kind of makes a shush motion to her lips, kind of to everybody, but then stops and makes eye contact with Rixer.
Rickster is acknowledging it and puts his finger up to his lips, mimicking her, and does not go shh.
She kind of like whispers very, very softly. And if you're really right next to her, you might make out what she's saying. But Rixer, you hear, yes, Rixer, quiet, please.
Rickster's gonna like look around a little bit.
It's Iku's voice. Like
Right.
it's clearly Iku's voice you're hearing. And you guys can kind of see her whisper that. And she points further into the jungle. And again, what you guys had previously thought was a tree, it begins to move a little bit, and it kind of slithers up further into the tree. And whatever it is that you're looking at is probably about as big around as a lot of trees. Something, it's about 6 to 8 feet around. And you don't see it all. Dana, your hand's up.
Yes. So, metagaming here a little bit.
Uh-huh.
If Iku used the message cantrip, because that allows a reply. So if Rixer then thinks like, oh shoot, should we put down the canoe? Would she hear it? / then be able to respond again?
If you think that at Rixer and kind of want that to be a reply,
Yeah, like Rixer be like, oh man, do we need to put down the canoe?
she will look at you, nod, and you hear yes.
Okay. And so Rixer is gonna like slowly start lowering down the canoe and
Brielle will
Brielle,
follow suit
yeah.
when she notices that she's lowering it down.
Okay. Iku's going to kind of back up so she's closer to you guys. Kind of gesture that maybe you stay close, and she's going to whisper audibly so you all hear. There is an extremely large, I got a stage whisper here. There is an extremely large, giant constrictor snake in the tree up ahead.
Rixer's eyes light up a tiny bit.
And she kind of points again, and you can see that something truly enormous that looks like a tree trunk, but is now that you're looking at it, definitely looks like snakeskin. Moving along some tree branches up ahead. And like in fact, like you can kind of see almost like some branches start to move and like move down a little bit, as if like they're an enormous weight.
Yeah, and I'm guessing it's moving pretty slowly.
Yes, very, very slowly.
And what is the light situation like?
It's still full. It's still fully illuminated, but it definitely is getting towards evening, so you know that dusk is coming soon.
Okay. Can I make a essentially knowledge survival check for Rixer, please?
Yeah.
About snakes in general.
Sure.
Oh, that's not great. That's a total of 10. Snakes are bad.
I mean, not all snakes. They tend to be big. Sometimes. Sometimes they're also very small. Sometimes they bite you and they're venomous. Sometimes they wrap themselves around you and they break you real good.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't do any of those things and they run away. Well, no, they slither away from you.
Okay, cool. Rixer knows about snakes.
Rixer has seen a snake before.
Yeah. No,
Rixer hasn't probably seen a snake this big.
Oh no, probably not.
Should we wait or try to sneak by?
Who are you asking?
Just out loud. In a very hushed, kind of stage whispery way.
Gilby says, "Wait. We need to wait." Because this snake is longer around than she is tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It totally is, actually. It totally is.
Almost twice her height. So, no. Gilly has an intelligence of +2. Gilly knows how snakes work. This snake doesn't even have to try hard to eat her.
It will swallow you whole.
Yeah.
You'd be an appetizer.
Yeah, like no problem.
Maybe a dessert. Gilly's pretty sweet.
Aww.
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 Brielle's gonna notch an arrow and make sure she's right next to Gilly.
Okay.
Well, we kind of
Yeah.
wait for this thing to pass. Make sure it's going to pass.
Iku, if you make your intention clear that you're going to try to freeze and wait this out, Iku will say, these types of snakes can be ambush predators that may outweight us if we are going to just stand here. It doesn't seem to be outright moving towards you or away. It's just kind of further up the tree. And after a little bit, you
perception to discern where it's going, and or maybe even
Behind us.
maybe a survival to see if it's hunting us.
do it.
That's.
Give me the survival.
How does that go
Or
down?
nature.
Man, I cannot roll today.
Use your inspiration.
That's a little bit better. That's a 13.
On your survival check? Yeah. It began to slowly go further up the tree as you guys approached, and you were making a fair amount of noise. I mean, you weren't really being stealthy
We're
carrying
all
a canoe.
carrying gear,
Mhm.
and two of us are carrying a boat, so it's probably rattling as we're walking.
So you might assume that it heard you coming and then was preparing to possibly drop on you.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I would do.
Yeah, that's what I would have a snake do too.
Brielle will sign that it seems like it's hunting us. Waiting it out might not be an option. But if we attack it now, while it's at a distance for us that can hit it at a distance, we can at least take some of it, hurt it a bit before it gets to us.
Gilly paraphrases and says, Brielle thinks that it's hunting us. Maybe we should get the jump on it while it's at a distance.
Okay, sounds good.
And I mean, that would be in a hushed tone. I just can't project loud enough in a hushed tone in Gilly's voice.
Yeah, you got a lot going on there if you do that.
There's so many dynamics.
We're
Good,
good.
but
Get out
not
of
that
Jacqueline.
Brielle's gonna project this at Gilly because not everybody knows enough sign. But projecting it at the group, but having Gilly say it. what do we all have for range? Can everybody hit at range? She says she would say to Gilly that I know Rickster's probably going to be the least likely to hit at this distance.
I mean, how far away is it?
That's a good question. Do we know how far away it is?
40 feet.
It's not horribly far.
It's not bad.
It's now kind of up a tree, and you don't have direct sight of where it is now because it's been kind of moving up into the branch.
Oh.
But you've been able to kind of see where the trees are moving a little bit. So kind of
if we do fight it, I have a giant snake up there behind the TV.
cool.
Nice. What is the range on a javelin? I do not have it written down.
I think 60 slash
30,
something.
60.
Is
30,
it 30, 60?
Don't quote me on that. That is an
I
estimation.
have almost
Kyle's
that
got the
page.
open almost, yeah.
One more. One less?
Should be.
Did I just miss it?
I think you were on it.
Oh, it was on it. Javelin?
Mhm. Yep.
I don't know how the alphabet works to be able to do this.
Yeah.
3120.
Oh, wow.
I have the first number right.
Yeah. It's a D6.
So we go up to 120, but
Yeah, no.
disadvantage. That's really far.
That is really far.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Yeah, so Gilly would just reiterate.
Mhm.
What do we have for range? I mean, Gilly will just say, I have a few spells.
Rickster has already pulled out a javelin. It's kind of like holds that up and then holds up a dagger as well.
All right.
I have my spells.
I can give advantage.
Brielle's eye is going to change, and she's going to hunter's mark that thing.
All right. So
Which is...
we are poised and ready to just to strike like some sort of vicious snake against a snake. I know.
Snake fight.
Snake fight. Which you'll have to hear next week when we return. Thank you again for listening. If you like what we do, you can find us on the social medias. You can search for Monday Night TPK on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can find our stuff on YouTube by searching for Above the Table Games. Man, it's almost summer, and maybe we can find more projects to record and more things to put on the YouTubes. So yeah, as always, folks, thanks for listening, and thank you for joining us at our table. Have a good night.
Snake. Snake. Snake!
So, did y'all watch Game of Thrones?
Watch
Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm satisfied with the ending.
You would be.
Yeah, I am. I think I didn't like how some of the characters got to where they are, but I liked their endings. I thought the writing was rushed in the last season to get everybody where they were, but other than that, I liked it.